Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 tax deductions for small business owners. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. Insurance premiums. Small businesses can deduct certain insurance premiums. Insurance premiums for losses caused by fire, theft, or accidents are deductible. Under certain conditions, liability, malpractice, workers' compensation, unemployment, business interruption, and car insurance are often deductible. Please keep in mind that automobile insurance is only deductible if the vehicle is used for commercial purposes. Health and long-term care insurance that a partnership pays for its partners is frequently deductible because it is a guaranteed payment to the partners. Health or long-term care insurance paid for by a S corporation for shareholder employees who own 2% or more of the company is often deductible as well. It must, however, be included in the shareholder's wages, which are subject to federal income taxation. Number 9. Child and dependent care expenses. If you hire someone to care for a kid or another dependent while you work. To be eligible, the recipient must be a kid under the age of 13, or a spouse or other dependent who is physically or mentally incapable of self-care. Depending on your income, the credit is worth between 20% and 35% of your authorized expenses. Allowable expenses are limited to $4,000 for single dependent care and $8,000 for care of 2 or more dependents. More information on the Child and Dependent Care Credit can be found in IRS Publication 503. To claim the credit, you must include Form 2441 with your Form 1040. Number 8. Vehicle-related expenses. Other car-related expenses, such as car insurance, are only deductible to the degree that the car is used for business. If you use your car for both business and pleasure, keep meticulous records of your business travel to support your deduction. You can deduct work-related miles using either the standard mileage rate or the actual expense approach, simply multiplying the annual standard mileage rate by the quantity of business miles driven. You might also keep track of all your car-related expenses, such as depreciation, registration, auto insurance, repairs, and gas. To calculate your deduction, multiply the proportion of business use for your car by the actual expenses. For example, if you had $2,000 in automotive expenses and drove your vehicle for business 50% of the time, your deduction would be $1,000. Number 7. Phone and internet expenses. You can deduct phone and internet expenses regardless of whether you claim the home office deduction as long as they are directly tied to your business. You cannot, for example, subtract the first line of your home phone. However, if you have a second line of business, you can deduct the additional costs associated with that line. Number 6. Rent or lease payments. Do you have to pay rent, or do you lease your office space? You should be aware that you can deduct your rent or lease payments. Vehicles are also subject to rent and leases. There is also a tax method known as the Augusta Rule, which allows your company to pay you rent for the use of your home. You can utilize your home for business events or meetings for 14 days or less each year if your primary place of business is not your personal residence. Your company would pay you rent, which is a business expense for the company and tax-free for you. Consult your tax advisor and preserve detailed records of all payments and expenses. Number 5. Deductions for business travel, meals, and entertainment. When it comes to business travel, it must be longer than a typical workday, entail sleep or rest, and take place outside of your tax home's general area. A clear business purpose should also be planned before you travel, and you must engage in a business activity while away. Maintain complete and accurate records, as well as receipts, for your business travel expenses and activities. Transit to and from your journey, transit at your destination, housing, and meals are all deductible expenses. If you deduct extravagant expenses, the IRS may alert you, so work hard to keep things in check. When entertaining a customer, vendor, or staff, ordinary meals and entertainment expenses are also tax-deductible business expenses. The activity must have a clear business goal, such as marketing your company, getting new clients, creating rapport, networking, training employees, and so on. As with business travel, save all relevant receipts and keep track of the business objective for claiming this deduction. When it comes time to submit your taxes, this will be crucial. For current year deduction allowances, consult the IRS. Number 4. Self-employment taxes. Independent contractors and small business owners pay self-employment taxes, which finance Social Security and Medicare. The total rate of self-employment taxation is 15.3%. Because you are both the employer and the employee of the small business, 7.65% is the employer portion and 7.65% is the employee portion. You will be entitled to deduct the employer half of the self-employment tax as a business expense when submitting your income taxes. This is a general summary of 10 frequent small business deductions. There are numerous other small business tax breaks. The important point is that whatever business expense you deduct must be reasonable and directly tied to your firm. Number 3. Advertising and marketing. Do you spend money on advertising and marketing for your company? Fortunately, the IRS considers any expenditure associated with these things to be tax deductible. This includes the expense of billboard advertising, online advertising, and even the cost of generating advertising items such as business cards and logos. When it comes to minimizing your tax due, digital and print advertising, as well as website creation and upkeep, are all deductible expenses. Don't forget about social media expenses, such as the cost of producing and editing photographs and videos to distribute. You can deduct the cost of your photographer or videographer, editing expenditures, equipment, photography props, and the cost of renting out multiple shooting locations. Keep note of everything you use to market your firm, as well as the dates and amounts that you incurred any potential deductions to claim, just like the other 10 tax-deductible expenses for small firm owners. Keep more of the money you've worked so hard for. It's critical to track and log different spending throughout the year, so don't wait until tax season to compile everything. It will make your life a lot easier, and you will have proof of all of your spending if your company is ever audited. Number 2. Health insurance premiums. Because there are so many barriers to deducting medical expenses, few people do, but if you are self-employed, you are an exception. When you operate your own firm, you can deduct not just your own medical expenses, but also those of your family. This is possible whether or not you itemize on your tax return, which can be a major benefit for many business owners. If you continue to be self-employed after qualifying for Medicare, this can be a major benefit. This is due to the fact that the premiums you pay for Medicare Part B and Part D, as well as the cost of supplemental Medicare policies or a Medicare Advantage plan, can all be deducted from your health insurance premiums. Just keep in mind that if you are eligible for an employer-sponsored health insurance plan through another job, such as your spouse, you will not be eligible for the health insurance premium tax deduction. Number 1. Home office deduction. During and after the pandemic, there was a significant movement toward remote and hybrid work arrangements. That implies that many people are now running businesses from their homes, and you can deduct the cost per square foot of dedicated office space. Self-employed freelancers and independent contractors are also included. Because the home office deduction includes the cost of utilities, they cannot be deducted individually. In order to qualify for the home office deduction, you must also meet certain standards. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.